Hey there, you're watching Dirt Bike Channel. I'm your host Kyle Brotherson, and today we're gonna do a cribs style shop tour. Stick around. So over the last couple of years since I started filming in this little dirt bike shop, people have been asking for a shop tour to kind of see what's going on. So I kind of wanted to do a little bit of an impromptu thing and just show you what's going on. This actually started out as a 16 by 16 little shed is really what it is. It's just a wood frame shed. I ended up having sheetrock put in. I actually insulated the walls with the 4-inch insulation. It's like R13 or something. And then I had sheetrock put in here and you know, electrical and all the whole 9 yards, so that I could have a really nice place to work on my bikes, out of the weather, out of the heat, out of the cold. And so let me just kind of take you for a little tour around this room that ends up being more like a 15 by 15 room now that the sheetrock and the framing is all done. So let's take a peek and see what we can find around the room. Let's start with the doors. I did a really wide door. This is like a 6-foot door or a 5-foot wide door. I think it's actually 6 feet. That way I could open both sides of it and get the bikes to come in and out of here really easily. And so just kind of coming in from the door, I did a little shelf here. My dad actually made these shelves for me and gave them to me for Christmas. And then I wired it with some speakers here so I could listen to podcasts or music in here. This is just an old crappy helmet that I have. I've got it wired up with lights on the outside and then lights on the inside. The lights are up there. I did LED lights. I also did skylights up in the roof, and I really have loved the skylights. These are 2 of my soft boxes here that I use for video. Anyway, just as we kind of come around, I ended up doing kind of an epoxy coating on the floor just to seal the floor up and give it a nice finish on the cement floor. Coming around, I put a TV in here, just hung it up on the wall. It's on like a Kent, you know, a mount where I can kind of move it back and forth. You can see kind of what's behind here, but I just wanted it to have something where I can, all I really do is I watch Netflix in here, really, is what I'll do. I've got a little Wi-Fi router out here that hooks onto my house Wi-Fi, and so I can watch Netflix. This is just like a little home stereo thing that I had from years past. I've got a little shipping scale in here that I can weigh stuff and see how much things weigh. Got some parts here, some floor pumps. Got a bunch of stuff for Tubeless to kind of redo things and extra parts. This over here is kind of like I've got my tire stand over here along with some towels because I end up needing to mop stuff up on the floor. You can see I've got, you know, tire irons and things here. I got a trash can on this side. This is a bench that I bought online, or I actually bought it from a classified site. And once I saw it wasn't like as sturdy as I wanted, I decided I was going to build my own bench. So I'll show you that over here in just a minute. Down under here, I've got my scissor lift stand and just like some cardboard here for when I'm spraying, like lubing my chain and stuff. That way it doesn't get on the ground. I ended up going to, let's see if I can spin one of these lights around so we can see a little better. I ended up going to Costco and getting this bench, this toolbox and bench, and this thing is really sweet. I then filled it with all the different tools that I would need. I've got metric end wrenches up here. I've got, you know, nut drivers, the whole 9 yards. I won't kind of go through the entire thing and show you everything that I've got, but I've got, you know, everything kind of organized out. So I have all the tools that I need to work on dirt bikes, and some I don't need, you know, just throughout in here. And I like to keep things organized. As you can tell, I kind of have an organization mostly. And I'll keep some things out on top, like a bolt kit, and I've got, you know, some Allen wrenches. Up above here, I keep everything from, you know, like contact cleaner down to like filter sprays, and I'll have grease up in here and things like that, chain lube and some different stuff. So these are just kind of some random things that I'm using all the time on the bikes. Over here, this is more of my tire stuff where I'm using Armor All for my tires to get them on with Tubeless, because that's a really good lubricant actually. And then I've just got some different cleaners and some things over here. So that's what's going on the wall. Just got some, you know, decorations. This is one of my security cameras. I've got multiple security cameras out in here in the shop because I got a lot of crap out here. So then this bench over here, this bench is one that I built. So I used to reload bullets, and I made a reloading bench for my basement. And I was so happy with the way that it turned out. I ended up doing another one out here. And hey, there's Kaylee, my daughter. Hey, is it dinner time yet?
No, I was wondering where there's families.
Oh, they're at, Mom's doing that thing up at Marianne's. Anyway, so I ended up building this bench, and this is a fun bench to build. You can just go down to Home Depot, and I've got the plans for it. And I just built that thing out of 2x4s and 3/4 inch MDF. This thing weighs like 1,000,000 pounds. It's not bolted to the floor, but it feels like it is, so it's awesome. I love that bench. I took the day off work and made that. Underneath the bench, I've got a space heater, a propane space heater. I only use that when it's super cold. I'll show you why, because I've got another heater in here. Then I've got just some random things like air filter cleaner stuff. This is a tool. I need to do a full review on this Hydroforce pipe fixer. Pretty cool. I got some bent up pipes in here that I need to fix. I put a computer in my shop because I'm constantly having to research things online and updating maintenance records and things like that. So I've got a computer out here that's really helpful. I put in some shelves or some cabinets to keep extra oils and extra parts, and you know, things like gloves to keep the crap off your hands. Some extra things. I just got this stuff at Home Depot, believe it or not, these Husky cabinets. So there's another one over here where I'll keep some odds and ends and some parts. Also put in a whiteboard because I end up wanting to write things on the board, things I'm gonna do and maintenance items that I've done. I also put a pull-up bar in here. I hardly ever do pull-ups, but I should do more, and I've got a pull-up bar. While I'm on that topic, there's a loft up here. I did a 4-foot loft. As you can see, this is like a barn style roof, so it's high and airy. I just kind of wanted it to be airy. You can see this is a spot where I'll keep these soft boxes, these lights that I use for video editing or videoing. I will put those up here, up in my loft. That's a box from a Yurko bike. When I've bought that, I got some broken helmets up in here and a brand new 6D helmet that I haven't even taken out of the box. So that's what's up there. I also put extra tires up there and some extra parts. There's some like plastic body parts behind. This is an electric heat pump. So you're gonna ask, well, what's a heat pump? Well, the electric heat pump, and that was expensive, but that allows me to have heat in here and AC in the shop. It's got a condensing unit outside, which is really nice. It's nice to have the heat in the winter, and it's nice to have the AC in the summer. So then I've got this, sorry, I'm just kind of running and gunning this. I've got this floor cabinet, which I put a bunch of stuff in here to kind of keep things organized. I've got everything from oils and different parts in here, and air filters and other parts for older bikes or current bikes or whatever it is. So I'll kind of put stuff in there. And then I've got a chair because every once in a while I want to just sit down and relax. So this is a little reclining chair that I got in here. I've got a vacuum so that I can clean up the floor a little bit. I also have, you know, I should have mentioned it over here, a little air compressor. Now I bought this air compressor. It's a California Air Tools air compressor because this space is so loud. I spent I spent a few $100 on this thing so I could have a quiet air compressor. And I don't need to use the air compressor a lot, but the other little ones that I had were so dang loud, I wanted something quieter. Got the bench, obviously, or the stool. Yeah, so moving on over here, I am the biggest Tubeless fan, so I've got extra Tubeless kits up here for when I get a new bike and want to review Tubeless. These are extra tubes that I've got. I just did one window in the shop, got some pictures and some things. I hung up some flags. This is for hanging some gear, you know, bags and different things that I have. There's some riding boots down there. I have the ladder here because that ladder is the only way that I can get up to my little loft storage area, you know, so I'll just kind of throw the ladder up there, and then I'll put these light boxes, these soft boxes, I'll just put them up there in the up in the loft. So when I'm actually just working on my bikes, when I'm filming, I have them all down here. I'll have generally a 3-point lighting system, you know, to try to get some decent light. That's part of the reason why the footage looks so good when I'm in here. The sound is terrible, so I use a wireless lavalier mic that's kind of like right on me. You'll see it right here. I don't know if this is going to focus or not because I'm so close in, but I have to use the wireless lav mic in here, otherwise it just sounds horrible because there's enough of an echo. Because, you know, oh, and then I've got like a little stool in here that I can roll around, you know, and work on the bikes. So the only other thing I guess to mention is that I've got the only 2 bikes that I have currently in my possession that I own, because I sold everything else, is this 2017 150 XCW and then my 2017 250 XC. So those are the bikes that I have. I do like the rugs because the rugs make it nice to work on, nice to walk around. So I like my Husky rug and my KTM rug. I need to, if the other manufacturers, if Honda or Yamaha had like a cool rug like this that I could find, I'd get some more of those because they're kind of nice. One of the things that I don't like about the floor, which I've done here, is that when you drop a bolt on this floor, sometimes you can't find it. Like a bolt or a nut, it will literally disappear on the floor and you can't find a thing. So it's been nice, but at the same time, it's hard with all the speckles in there. It's hard to find stuff. So yeah, I mean, that's the shop tour. So a lot of you guys were probably super bored, but then again, some of the rest of you might have been really interested in that. So again, it's just a 15 by 15 room, and I've kind of tried to utilize as much of the space as I can and make it functional for me as not only a dirt bike shop where my dirt bikes can exist and a place that I can work on them, but it's also a place where I do a ton of filming for the channel. So that's what you see. I've got one more window up there. So if it gets really stinky in here, I can open that window up there, open the doors, and get some airflow through here. So that gives you an idea of what's going on in my little world here. I think probably my favorite thing about this shop are these skylights, because in the middle of the day, those skylights let in so much light that I don't really need to even turn on the lights. So if you're gonna make your own shop, I would highly recommend looking into lights. I mean skylights. It's obviously almost dark outside, so there's not a lot of light coming through there. But anyway, that is the story of this shop. So anyway, let me know what you think. And thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it.